So yeah, I just wanted to share a little Longchenpa with you at the end of this session today. Um, I guess I should also state that that was a really great Dharma talk and great sharing from everybody. Thank you so much. And I'll go in here and just for a few minutes read some of this precious Dzogchen, essentially meditation manual. It's called The Way of Abiding. So, throughout our day, if we're walking around, standing, sitting, lying down, um, there's awareness there. There's always this mind that's holding you. And many of you, if not all of you, have been introduced to some extent. So, how quickly you warm up to that purely present mind is really up to you at a certain point. There is a threshold where you begin to see, oh, I'm taking refuge in my conditioned reality, the sense world, or I'm taking refuge in my enlightened mind, this awareness nature, which is more satisfying than food, more satisfying than any sense pleasure, and it's safer. It's unchanging in the sense of its security. So, um, to me, we start to find that. We start to find that out. That pure presence, being free of contracting into various affliction and emotional upheaval and moods and things like that, and holding these perspectives that end up molding us. When we start to see that, um, yes, we start to abide in this kind of cessation, this self-liberation or self-harmonization, which is quite nice. So you can just wake up in the morning, and even while you were sleeping, you were putting in Dzogchen hours. And then when you wake up again in the morning, you're starting to reside in this holistic mind of yours, which I believe that the modern scanning and studies are pointing to. That through meditation, you're starting to synchronize the hemispheres of your brain, but also your body, your nervous system, left and right bodies. So naturally, I believe uh, you can use inductive reasoning to start to allow your psychic boundaries to soften and come into a very holistic mind that's holding not just your body, but what you're looking at, what you're hearing. Hearing itself is being held within this great awareness. Any sense of a reference point, a watcher, an observer, is also being held within space like awareness. So, throughout the day and night, on your mind, there is no day and night, there's only your mind. Okay? Day and night are like long blinks that you're doing. It's like here's the day, and then you're blinking, nighttime, then you open your eyes, daytime, then you're blinking, nighttime, and you open your eyes. See, this is what day and night are, just blinking on of your mind. You see? So let's see what Longchen Rabjam has to say for us today. This great 14th century yogi. I love this text. It's definitely in my top favorites because it's so intertextual with all these root tantras. And believe it or not, even the Pali Canon has what we would call tantras in the Tibetan canon. So things that you see in other canons, although they're classified different, you can find Dzogchen and you can find all kinds of cool stuff. In fact, you can find protectors like Mahakala, Vajrapani, and several others in the Pali Canon. So this idea that somehow the Pali Canon is some separate beast from Vajrayana Buddhism and things like that, it's not really true. So here we have preserved these 18 root tantras, which get cited quite often by Longchenpa, and it starts with the direct encounter with the three Kayas Tantra states. All right, everybody. Awakened mind is the all inclusive source. Pop quiz. Can anybody who would like to unmute tell me how your mind is the source, all-inclusive source? Let's just take thoughts. Can you explain how your mind is the all-inclusive source? All right, Dogo, let's get it. Man, you people are so brave. What Dharma warriors? Dogo, you gotta. All right, awareness. I I think you really understand that now. You realize why it's awareness. So we're gonna finally move past the first line. Oh, that's really great, my friend. Really great. Much love. So, awakened mind is the all inclusive source. Awakened mind is non dual, since it is not made and then unmade. And remember, Dogu just gave us a synonym for awakened mind. According to Longchen, just on page 191, he's saying awakened mind. Oh, excuse me, I think it was 190 maybe. One of those two pages where he stated awakened mind is awareness, and then proceeded to use the term awakened mind. All right, so the basic space of phenomenon is evenness, since there is no self or other. Awakened mind is innate responsiveness, expressing itself impartially in all ways. Page 191. Thank you, Yoshi. So here it says awareness is innate responsiveness. You see, just like a prism has the ability to refract light from pure luminosity into five colors, seemingly apparent colors, according to our mind anyway, we perceive five colors. Another, like a mantis shrimp, who has way more complex visual systems, could perceive something else when that crystal is refracting. But here, it's interesting, like I always say, because the Higgs boson field and other quantum fields are compared to prisms, and that's fascinating for me because awareness is also compared to a prism. It's essentially taking pure luminosity in a volumetric sense and weaving colors out of pure luminosity by subdividing the pure luminosity. So it's almost like if pure luminosity was an onion and you were able to chop it up into five colors of lights. Chop, 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 here's some green, chop, 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 here's some red, chop, 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 and then you mix them together and make a cow. I don't know. But we make reality from those colors. They're mind lights, very, very powerful. And so, but I want to say here that responsiveness is equivalent to like a mirror. When you look into a mirror, it responds and it reflects exactly what's looking into it. Just like that, when you have a thought of a cow, awareness has, I wouldn't say awakened mind is the reflexivity. It's more of a quality of awakened mind that it can respond to you just like that. If you think of cow, the cow is there. And you can test that on a course level by just thinking of a cow and you'll see one, right? Or you have the thought of a cow. You might even see one in your reality tomorrow because of that. Like I said, the lucid mind takes slower steps compared to what we see as a very speedy reality. So comparative, if we want to get temporal with it, the lucid mind is slower than the course mind, but more powerful and faster and stronger too, paradoxically. Yes, I said faster too. In a way, it's paradoxical. You're slowing down to the speed of light and all creation. So you can actually see all creation, including solid objects, the life in solid objects. Yes, when your mind spectrums are allowed to be open, that's very apparent. And so, yeah, I'm just explaining this innate responsiveness because your mind is always going to, from a very lucid, powerful, subtle level to a coarse level, it's always going to have that reflexivity, that ability to reflect back to you exactly what is going on in your mind. And that's what's happening right now. If you're listening to Dharma, it's considered a very good reflection, because you're reflecting back enlightened qualities of your own mind. So it says here, awakened mind is enlightened activity, bringing consummate benefit to beings. The basic space of phenomenon is unborn, since it undergoes no transition or change. Within the basic space of phenomenon, regardless of what arises, whether high or low, awakened mind is never subject to hierarchy. And they always say within the basic space of phenomenon, but I think noumena should be included in there really as well. So within the basic space of phenomenon and noumena, regardless of what arises, whether outwardly or inwardly, there is never a division into outer and inner within the expanse in which nothing need be done. See, everybody, why it's very important to notice that reference point, that watcher, that egoic structure, when it gets inflated, when you're reinforcing it with narratives. Sometimes we like to think, oh yeah, I just made it. I just did such an awesome job. I'm pretty awesome. Or man, why did I mess up again? I'm always screwing up like that. I'm worthless. These little narrations are what construct that watcher, that feeling of a reference point. And so there are many things that contributed to that feeling. Intermission. All right. Hey, come here. What's this? You want bony? Hi, Dean. Hi, Dean. Oh, don't get the green tea off my lips. That's the last thing I need. Dorje, say I love you. Dorje, say I love you. Dorje, can you tell everybody in the group you love them? Oh, he said it. Thank you. Thank you, buddy. I love you. I love you. That's great. Okay, but this is really why I'm, because in this world we don't want to, we want to reinforce that ego, and we want to justify it, and I want to be myself. I don't want to get rid of myself, and oh, he's so sweet. That's a giant dog, and he has the most precious howl. Hey, Scooby Dorje is his name, and he has it's just this soulful howl. So anyway, everybody, please, this is an important threshold in the practice, is that we, especially when we get some kind of realization, and when we get profound wisdom, our ego wants to grab that more than anything, because it puts you above others. And if you don't allow that to be within awareness, you'll start getting very derogatory towards others. Like, I'm the wise one, I'm the super advanced one, and these people are all lower than me. They're all less educated, less realized, etc. You'll implicitly have that hierarchy. So it says free of hierarchies here. All right. If you don't have compassion imbued within your view, then that is a strong possibility that your egoic structure is using awareness and Dzogchen to divide further. Right. And that, if you're not connected to the right teachers and lineages, can be very dangerous. If you are connected to lineages and teachers, it's going to be a hot fire for you, but you'll still have freedom. You'll still have your freedom for sure, but you're going to get burned, because you're messing with very innocent, pure teachers and lineages. And then you go around misrepresenting the teachings and this thing that you're connecting to that's filled with protection. You're going to get burned so that you learn your wisdom. You see, I'm not trying to say you're going to hell or anything. You're just going to have a rough time. So it's best to keep it real with these teachings and stay humble at all times. Always stay humble, okay, everybody? Or else you're going to get burned. I've gotten burned, all right? You're messing with divine, ineffable, female and masculine energies and things like that, and protector energies, and lots of stuff we can't really see. out there. So just keep it humble and according to compassion and wisdom is my heart advice, okay? So you have it easy. So you have it nice and easy. Just keep it real and honest. So it says here, with no division into outer and inner, the nature of phenomenon is an unobstructed expanse. Within the context of indivisibility, all conduct is the direct encounter. Very nice. So we can stop it there. Yeshi, thank you so much for facilitating. This is really doing a wonderful job making everything so smooth. And yeah, my dear brother, so much love. And then all who are here in this gathering, making these things happen, I appreciate you. Deep appreciation for all of your practice and your presence. See, and you're offering me presents. You're offering the world presents, and it's not even Christmas. Ah, got my dad joke in. All right. Thank you so much. Yes, tonight we can. You can meet in MO2, Junction, for a one-on-one. You can just make those messages public. No worries. We'll try to keep as much public as we can around here. Oh, thanks for the love for Scooby Dorje. There's also Scrappy Tank, his brother. All right, very good. So, any final thoughts before we close out today? And Little Beer, can't forget about the Little Beer. Hi, Mr. Little Beer. He's a strong little guy right here. He's got some wolf in him. He's a good guy. Very smart, very sensitive. That's why I don't know how they hurt the animals the way they do. Animals are so sensitive; they're just filled with. They know everything that's going on. You know. I mean, I know why it happens, but yeah, it's unimaginable when you get to that. When you start to see the depth in all sentient beings, you don't want to hurt even a fly. Fly's just trying to be free too. All right, so no final testaments before we check out. I believe you. All right, don't forget cessation, self-liberation, and this, freedom can happen all the time. Yeah?
Chop it up into small pieces.
Where's my muters? Nice. All right. Dang, we need a tip button for these guys. All right, so we'll end here. I'm headed to the MO2 room for the one-on-one, and we'll end here. We'll expand back out into our happenings with a moment of silence. Any realizations that have come from our gathering today. There are beings in this very presence that are suffering, and we give it all to them. Deep bow to you, my friend. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you.